Hey everybody, I am Ross, the GeneaVlogger, and this is vlog number 25. It's been a little while since I put out a new video, but there's been a lot that I've been up to. Been doing a whole lot of research, but most importantly, I recently had my first family reunion. This family reunion was for two branches of my family. My paternal grandmother's father's side, which is my Ross Rosenberg side, and my paternal grandmother's mother's side, which is the Waxman family. The reunion took place on Saturday, May 19th, so I drove up to Philadelphia with my parents on that Thursday, the 17th. The next day, my mom and I went out to Manayunk, Pennsylvania, which is where my great-grandmother Mary's family lived in the U.S. My mom and I ended up going down to Main Street in Manayunk, and we were able to visit the same building where my great-great-grandfather had his business, as well as where he raised his family, so where my great-grandmother grew up. And it's actually a part of Main Street that has been declared a historic site, so I don't believe they can take it down. We weren't able to go inside, but we were able to look into the windows, and we checked out little different things and wondered, was that there when my great-grandmother lived there? From the building on Main Street, we ended up going to the Free Library of Philadelphia in Roxborough because that actually has the Historical Society archival room for Manayunk. So this was going to be the place that would more than likely have information on my family while living in Manayunk. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find anything concrete directly about the family, although we did find a few maps and were able to find the house that they had. The woman who runs the room said she'll look further into what she has and she will send me anything she's able to find. So I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that she might have something hidden that just was previously unknown. From there, we ended up going back to the hotel, picking up my father, and we headed out to do a dinner with some cousins who had come up for the family reunion. Now, on the way there, my father realized that we were actually going to be just a block or two away from his childhood home. So we decided to stop by and check it out. How's it feel to be back at your house that you grew up at?
I can't believe it. It was basement, first floor, and second floor. That's my room. It's right there.
The one on the right or the
Yeah,
left?
the one on the right.
The big window.
Yeah, that was my room.
And it was pretty cool to be able to see the house that he grew up in, and he was able to point out all sorts of cool little things about the house. The next day, I went and met cousins at the Mount Sharon Cemetery in Springfield, Pennsylvania, which is where a lot of the Waxman family is buried. I was able to find that a lot of the family were all buried in the same area, and they were actually part of what was known as the Tulchiner Beneficial part of the cemetery, which is basically a part of the cemetery that's supposed to be for those who came from Tulchin. And we actually know that our family came from Tulchin, but had we not, this would have been a big clue as to where they came from. After visiting the graves, we went and had a great lunch at the Springfield Diner. It was a whole big table of us, and it was just a really nice family dinner, able to catch up and talk with a lot of different cousins, and first time a lot of cousins were meeting each other. After that diner, I ended up going straight over to the venue. Now, the venue we had for the family reunion was very special because this actually used to be the Ross house. Hi everybody, I am Ross, the GeneaVlogger, and I am here right now at the Ross family reunion. The building you see behind me is the Irish Center currently, but back in the day it used to be the Ross house, owned by my family. So here we have the Ross house. Now you can see that CB in front, which stands for Commodore Barry. First thing I did when I arrived was I went and got the family tree that I had sent there. This was a 440 person family tree that I had printed out thanks to Family Chart Masters, and it was exactly what we wanted. There were a few errors on it, but I was kind of expecting that because when it comes to making GEDCOMs, you just never know what little glitches will happen when you're transferring from one software to another. One of the things that was great about it was the fact that we had it rolled all the way out, and all of the cousins could go and look at where they were on the tree and talk to the person next to them, find them on the tree, and then see exactly how they were related. While being able to share a lot of these digital trees is great, it doesn't have the same impact that a printed tree really does. And for a lot of people, it's hard to manipulate the trees to be able to see everything. So having this printed and rolled out really made a big impact on the entire reunion. Beyond the fact that we had this in the Ross house and that we had this big family tree, there were a lot of cool pieces to this family reunion. One big piece was that the venue still had dishes from the Ross house. Not only did they let us use the dishes for the dinner, they allowed all of us to take as many as we wanted and completely at no charge. The original bar is still there. There's also the original safe, which my family used when they were there. And towards the end of the reunion, I was speaking with the woman who I had set the event up with, and she mentioned that she still had the original deed. And I was like, please show me. So she went into the original safe and pulled out the deed from October of 1958. So overall, it was an absolutely amazing weekend. We had a really great time. And while it took a lot of work to put that family reunion together, I probably started working on it back in August of last year. It was really worth it. I'm hoping to do more family reunions in the future, possibly for other branches of my family as well, especially now that I have a better idea of how to get it all set up. Thank you so much for checking out my video. If you liked it, please be sure to give it the thumbs up. You can also click right about here if you'd like to subscribe. It's completely free to do so. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at GeneaVlogger. I'm the GeneaVlogger. I'm out.